looks like dev diaries are coming back at normal times, so without further ado, let's jump into it. The Patreon was a success, and they've been releasing short posts weekly. Some of the content will cross over with what's discussed there, but there's still a lot of exclusive content you won't see here. Once again, if you have money you can spare, please support their Patreon. I will link to it in the description box below. No money? No worries. Help spread the word. 40 of the 58 babies are nearing completion. Most of the time will be spent on finishing skins, animations, and sounds. Let's step back a minute and think about this. Technically, we only have 46 animals if you count the micro exhibits while ignoring the different species. It looks like each animal has 4 different models that smoothly blend into each other as they grow. That's 184 models for the current lineup. Even if I'm wrong and the game only has 2 models, that's still twice the amount of work. Since the proportions of the animals change as they grow, the tech has to improve to work with the game's animation and collision. A lot of the bullet points here are pretty technical, but this one caught my eye. Prevent animals from growing if a space is too small. Do babies have different fence size requirements? If so, I don't see how you could build an undersized enclosure if you follow the Paleopedia. You'd have to go out of your way to screw it up. Whatever the case, it sounds like there are different gameplay mechanics with the babies. They're tweaking the colliders to scale with the growth. I think these colliders are for when you need to click on an animal. I think if they're not adjusted, it might not register a click, or you might end up clicking on an animal without being anywhere near it. All these things need to be considered to make seamless growth work. That's why you don't see other zoo games do this. Audio is another important part of Ontogeny. They released a free blog post over at their Patreon giving us more insight into how they're working on the sound. You get a free sample video so you can hear the results. The current release window for Update 14 is late April. They're releasing another public test branch on Steam when the game's new features are playable. They'll talk more about the public test branch next month. I know I'm excited. We're also approaching the 3rd anniversary of the early access release. I wonder if they're doing anything special to celebrate. I mean, releasing Ontogeny is pretty special. Now we get a look at more babies. There are even more babies shown off on their Patreon. First up is Paraceratherium and Juxia. They look pretty similar, but that shouldn't be a surprise. Here is Parasaurolophus and Caranosaurus. The babies have their own skin patterns and colors. Here is baby Dinocyrus, which is based on young pelicans and spoonbills. Here's the game's artist Ada recreating her meme with these babies. Here are all the babies they showed off on their Patreon in case you missed it. So I know the devs said some of the plants in paleobotany are the first time these plants are recreated in 3D, but the same is also true for the babies. We have no idea what most baby dinosaurs look like. The devs are using a combination of science and creative license to make these babies. Maybe we'll discover babies for some of these animals one day. It would be interesting to see how well these reconstructions hold up. Next we get videos of seamless growth for Dryosaurus, Megalosaurus, and Dilophosaurus. Any stuttering you see is due to the processing used to speed up the growth. I imagine mammal babies won't be too different from their modern counterparts. You wanna know something crazy? The seamless growth here has the potential to aid real paleontological studies. This is not baseless speculation from me. Somebody has suggested this. Whether they'll go through with the idea is a different matter. Let's move on to alt species changes. Just like everything, the devs aren't happy with simply different colors and different names for alternate species. They're working to make them look even more distinct. Here, you can see the difference between Smilodon fatalis and Populator. Populator is larger in every way, while Fatalis is smaller, has a thinner face, and longer tufts of hair growing out of its face. They'll shorten the hair on Populator's ears later. With Camarasaurus, they're adjusting the silhouette for each species. From left to right, starting with Grandis, it has a round head and is the skinniest. Supremus has a brachiosaur-like skull shape, short neck spines, and a thick neck. Lentus is the current Camarasaurus model used in the game. More changes are also coming to Parasaurs, Pachyrhinosaurs, and others. It's not just Tarbosaurs that's getting all the love and attention from the devs. So what was originally a quick and easy way to give us more animals is also turning into another big effort to make each species more unique. Some of the changes will be more subtle, but I appreciate the effort and attention to detail. The other exciting reveal from last month's dev blog is the first person mode. Not only is the mode complete, but they also sneak in more interactions. You can see your character interacting with doors and binoculars, but you can also sit on benches. The music will also sound like it's coming from a radio speaker when you're in first person mode. This is a great attention to detail. I hadn't even thought about that. It's all done to immerse you into the world like you're actually visiting the zoo. In the future, they plan on letting us do management tasks and even have the animals respond to us when we're in first person mode. When I dreamed up a first-person mode, I just wanted to walk around the park in first person, and that's it. I thought I was already dreaming big. The devs dreamed bigger. They're also adding some gameplay changes to go with the upcoming Ontogeny update. They're changing breeding so adults take longer to grow, and now they all grow at the same rate, allowing you to release a bunch of animals at once. They're rebalancing the animal appeal points. On top of the star rating, points will vary based on size. A bigger animal will be more appealing than a smaller animal of the same species. This makes a lot of sense. They're also changing the excavation to allow animals like Admontosaurus to be found in multiple dig sites. This is something I always hoped they would change. A lot of fossils have been found in a wide range of places in real life. More staff improvements. Staff has improved a lot since they were first introduced, but more work can be done. I think we'll continue to get more staff improvements for gameplay and game balance. Finally, another look at Paleobotany. Paleobotany is coming after Update 14. These Mesozoic trees are for the coastal biome. I love the amount of variation in the models. This is a mix of a bunch of different trees. The next batch of trees is from the Jurassic for the scrubland biome. I wonder, since these plants are from the Jurassic, do you need to make sure they're with Jurassic animals, or can they be placed with any animal from any period? It would be weird to have a Paraceratherium with Jurassic plants. I think there will be restrictions when it's released. Something like this Cycad would work with animals from any period since they've been around since the Permian and are still around today. Of course, they still need to be in the proper biome. That covers this month's dev diaries. Hey, while I was distracted with other projects, the trailer for Update 14 was released. The public beta releases on April 2nd and the full release on April 24th. Go check out the trailer on the official Prehistoric Kingdom YouTube channel.